The second attack on Pearl Harbor.
I'm Bruce Gordon, the author of the book The Spirit of Attack, about my flying experiences in Alaska, Korea, and in Vietnam. But my war experiences started much earlier. I was a 7-year-old boy in the Hawaiian Islands when the Japanese attacked on December 7th, 1941. I'll bet you haven't heard about the second attack on Pearl Harbor, which occurred 3 months later and affected me personally.
This is our family Christmas card picture taken a month before Pearl Harbor. I'm the blonde-haired kid on the left. We lived on the island of Oahu near Diamond Head, where the X is in the lower right corner of this picture. As the first attack on Pearl Harbor came, the second wave came past our house. But that's another story for a different video. After the December 7th attack on Pearl Harbor, my family moved to the mountains behind Honolulu to Mount Tantalus. And on the second attack, one of the Japanese planes flew right over the house. After the attack on Pearl Harbor in December, the Japanese prepared for the Battle of Midway, scheduled for June. But they needed more intelligence on how the repair facilities in Pearl Harbor were fixing the ships that had been damaged. They planned an audacious 4,000-mile recon strike mission using their new Kawanishi H-8K flying boats. In early March 1942, they flew to French frigate Shoals, a reef area where they could land in the calmer water, and they were refueled by 2 Japanese submarines. After refueling, the 2 planes took off and they headed for Hawaii, arriving about 2 o'clock in the morning. There was unexpected heavy cloud cover, so they had a hard time finding Pearl Harbor. Our radar picked up the Japanese, and we had a complete blackout. We scrambled fighters, but because of the weather and the darkness, the fighters could not find the Japanese. One of the Japanese planes came down the coast, turned inland, and dropped 2 bombs near the entrance to Pearl Harbor, but did no damage. The other came inland and crossed over Honolulu, receiving so much anti-aircraft fire that he turned inland and dropped his bombs on Mount Tantalus. One of the bombs landed about 1,000 yards from Roosevelt High School, breaking some windows, and the other landed about a mile from my house. The 2 float planes returned back to the Marshall Islands, having completed one of the longest bombing raids of the war, but doing very little damage. My brother and I hiked up into the mountain, found the bomb crater, and would dig shrapnel out of the trees with our pocket knives. This is our Christmas card taken at the end of World War II, as we were preparing to dismantle our bomb shelter. My brother is walking toward the camera. He's got a gas mask slung over his shoulder. I am the little boy with the "For Rent" sign. Most people will never know about the second attack on Pearl Harbor, but for me, it was very real, and I will never forget it.